They were the faces of a dream that defined a generation, beautiful, young, and unstoppable in Beverly Hills 90210. But behind the bright lights and perfect smiles, time told a very different story. One of lost change and lives that never stayed as perfect as the show itself. Shannen Doherty as Brenda Walsh. Shannen Doherty became a defining face of 1990s television through her unforgettable role as Brenda Walsh in Beverly Hills 90210. When the Walsh family moved from quiet Minnesota to glamorous Beverly Hills, Brenda instantly stood out as the emotional center of the story. She was fearless, passionate, stubborn at times, but also deeply caring. Whether she was dealing with heartbreak, family pressure, friendship drama, or her complicated romance with Dylan McKay, Brenda brought raw emotion and realism that made audiences feel connected to her journey. She wasn't perfect, and that's exactly why fans loved her. Shannen joined the series in 1990, at just 19 years old, and quickly became one of the biggest teen stars in America. Before Beverly Hills 90210, she had already gained attention in Little House on the Prairie and the dark comedy Heathers. But Brenda Walsh changed everything. Her style, attitude, and emotional performances helped turn the show into a worldwide phenomenon. During the early 90s, Shannen's face was everywhere. Magazines, interviews, television covers, and fan posters across the world. After leaving Beverly Hills 90210, she successfully reinvented herself in the supernatural hit series Charmed, where she played Prue Halliwell. Beyond acting, she also worked as a director, producer, and author. However, fame came with constant pressure. Rumors about backstage conflicts followed her career for years, and her personal life often became tabloid news. She experienced several difficult relationships and public divorces while trying to maintain her career under intense media attention. In 2015, Shannen revealed she had been diagnosed with breast cancer. Instead of hiding her pain, she chose to speak openly about every stage of the battle. Fans admired her honesty as she shared the emotional and physical toll of treatment remission and the heartbreaking return of the disease. Even after the cancer spread to her brain and bones, she continued fighting with remarkable courage. Sadly, Shannen Doherty passed away on July 13, 2024, at the age of 53. Her death marked the end of an era for millions of fans who grew up watching Beverly Hills 90210. Yet her legacy remains unforgettable. More than just Brenda Walsh, Shannen became a symbol of resilience, strength, and determination. A woman who faced life's hardest battles without ever giving up. Luke Perry as Dylan McKay. From the very first moment Dylan McKay appeared on screen in Beverly Hills 90210, audiences knew he was different. Quiet, mysterious, and carrying emotional scars beneath his confident exterior, Dylan quickly became the ultimate 90s heartthrob. Unlike many teen characters of the era, he wasn't simply the cool guy. Dylan was deeply vulnerable, a young man struggling with loneliness, broken family relationships, addiction, and the fear of losing the people he loved most. That emotional depth made him unforgettable. His romance with Brenda Walsh became one of television's iconic love stories, while his complicated relationships and inner demons added a darker, more mature layer to the series. Luke Perry stepped into the role in 1990 at the age of 24, and almost overnight, he became a worldwide sensation. Before landing Beverly Hills 90210, Luke worked a variety of small jobs while chasing acting opportunities in Los Angeles. He appeared in commercials and soap operas, but nothing prepared him for the explosion of fame Dylan McKay would bring. Fans lined up at malls just to catch a glimpse of him, and his rebellious bad boy image became a defining symbol of teen culture in the early 90s. Even after the height of Beverly Hills 90210, Luke refused to rely only on nostalgia. He built a steady and respected career through film and television, starring in projects like 8 Seconds, Buffy, The Vampire Slayer, and later winning over a new generation as Fred Andrews in Riverdale. Off-screen, he was known as a devoted father to his children, Jack and Sophie, and many friends described him as humble, grounded, and surprisingly private despite his fame. Tragically, Luke Perry passed away on March 4, 2019, at the age of 52 following a massive stroke. His sudden death shocked Hollywood and devastated fans around the world. Yet his legacy remains timeless. Luke Perry will forever be remembered as Dylan McKay, the rebellious soul with a sensitive heart who defined an entire generation of television romance and teenage drama. Jason Priestley as Brandon Walsh. While many characters in Beverly Hills 90210 were surrounded by chaos, romance, and drama, Brandon Walsh stood out as the calm voice of reason. Intelligent, compassionate, and driven by a strong sense of morality, Brandon became the emotional anchor of the series. He wasn't the flashy bad boy or the rebellious troublemaker. He was the dependable friend everyone trusted. Whether he was helping friends through heartbreak, standing up for what was right, or struggling with his own personal dilemmas, Brandon represented the relatable side of growing up in a world filled with pressure and temptation. His sincerity and grounded personality helped make him one of the most beloved television characters of the 1990s. Jason Priestley first appeared as Brandon Walsh in 1990 when he was just 21 years old. Born in North Vancouver, Canada, Jason had already been acting since childhood, but Beverly Hills 90210 completely changed his life. Almost overnight, he became an international television star and one of the most recognizable faces of teen entertainment. Fans admired Brandon not only because of his charm, but because he felt authentic, the kind of older brother figure audiences wished they had. Unlike many actors trapped by early fame, Jason successfully expanded his career beyond teen drama. After Beverly Hills 90210, he explored directing and producing while continuing to act in projects such as Call Me Fitz and Private Eyes. He also developed a serious passion for professional racing, although that chapter nearly ended in tragedy after a horrific racing accident in 2002 left him with major head and back injuries. The recovery process was long and painful, but Jason pushed through it with determination and resilience. In his personal life, he eventually found stability with makeup artist Naomi Loud, whom he married in 2005. Together, they built a quieter family life away from much of Hollywood's chaos, raising 2 children while balancing career and personal priorities. Today, Jason Priestley remains deeply respected by longtime fans of Beverly Hills 90210. More than 3 decades later, Brandon Walsh still symbolizes kindness, responsibility, and the idea that staying true to your values matters even in a world constantly trying to change you. Jennie Garth as Kelly Taylor. At first glance, Kelly Taylor seemed to have the perfect Beverly Hills life: beauty, popularity, wealth, and endless attention. But underneath the glamorous image was one of the most emotionally layered characters in Beverly Hills 90210. Kelly's journey was filled with heartbreak, family struggles, addiction, betrayal, and the constant search for self-worth. Over the years, viewers watched her transform from a privileged teenage mean girl into a compassionate, resilient woman who fought through pain while trying to protect the people she loved. That emotional evolution made Kelly one of the most relatable and unforgettable characters of the entire series. Jennie Garth took on the role in 1990 when she was only 18 years old, and she remained one of the central stars throughout all 10 seasons of the show. Born in Illinois, Jennie had only a few television appearances before Beverly Hills 90210 changed her life forever. Her chemistry with the cast, combined with Kelly's dramatic storylines, helped make her a global teen icon during the 1990s. Fans connected deeply with Kelly because she felt human, flawed, emotional, and constantly trying to grow stronger after every setback. Following the success of Beverly Hills 90210, Jennie continued building a successful television career with projects like What I Like About You, alongside Amanda Bynes. She also explored producing reality television, podcasting, and fashion ventures, proving she could evolve far beyond her teenage fame. In recent years, she has focused more on writing wellness and sharing personal experiences with fans through interviews and her memoir, I Choose Me. Behind the scenes, however, Jennie faced many personal challenges. Public divorces, struggles with depression, health issues, and the pressure of maintaining a Hollywood image took a heavy emotional toll. During difficult periods in her life, she openly admitted feeling lost and overwhelmed. Yet many fans admire her honesty because she never pretended to be perfect. Today, Jennie Garth is still cherished by longtime Beverly Hills 90210 fans around the world. More than 3 decades later, Kelly Taylor remains a symbol of emotional strength, survival, and personal growth. A reminder that even after heartbreak and hardship, it's possible to rebuild yourself and keep moving forward. Tori Spelling as Donna Martin. In a world filled with luxury drama and complicated relationships, Donna Martin stood out as the gentle soul of Beverly Hills 90210. Sweet, loyal, and sometimes adorably awkward, Donna brought warmth and sincerity to a series often driven by emotional chaos. While many characters struggled with betrayal and heartbreak, Donna remained the friend everyone could trust. Her belief in love, kindness, and staying true to herself made her one of the most comforting and beloved characters of the entire show. Over time, viewers watched her grow from an innocent teenager into a confident young woman who learned how to balance vulnerability with inner strength. Tori Spelling began playing Donna Martin in 1990 at just 17 years old. Born in Los Angeles, she was already familiar with Hollywood because her father, Aaron Spelling, was one of television's most powerful producers. Still, Beverly Hills 90210 became the defining role of her career. Donna quickly became a fan favorite thanks to her emotional storylines, memorable romances, and lovable personality. One of the show's most iconic moments, Donna Martin Graduates, became a cultural phenomenon and remains unforgettable for longtime fans. After the success of the series, Tori continued working in television reality shows and entertainment media. She appeared in Lifetime movies, released best-selling books, and later connected with fans again through podcasts like 90210MG and Miss Spelling. However, life behind the scenes was far from perfect. Public divorces, financial struggles, tabloid scandals, and pressure from fame created years of emotional challenges. Despite everything, Tori continued fighting to rebuild her life while raising her 5 children. Today, Tori Spelling remains closely connected to the legacy of Donna Martin. More than 30 years later, fans still remember Donna as the sweet-hearted dreamer who proved that kindness and loyalty could survive even the most dramatic moments in Beverly Hills. Stay with Legends of Classics. Subscribe now, comment your thoughts, and continue watching the next part right away now. Brian Austin Green as David Silver. Few characters in Beverly Hills 90210 changed as dramatically as David Silver. When viewers first met him, David was the awkward younger kid trying desperately to fit into a glamorous world that often ignored him. Nervous and energetic and obsessed with music, he started as an outsider but slowly evolved into one of the show's most relatable and emotionally grounded characters. Over the years, fans watched David grow from a shy high school DJ into a confident adult, facing real struggles involving love, friendship, mental health, and career pressure. His journey felt authentic, and that steady growth made him one of the most memorable characters of the series. Brian Austin Green took on the role in 1990 when he was only 17 years old. Born in Van Nuys, California, Brian had already worked in television as a child actor, including appearances on Knots Landing. However, Beverly Hills 90210 transformed him into a teen star almost overnight. David Silver's passion for music also allowed Brian to explore his real-life interest in rap and performing, adding extra personality to the character. Unlike some of the wealthier or more dramatic figures in the series, David often felt like the ordinary guy trying to survive in an extraordinary environment, which helped audiences connect with him on a deeper level. After Beverly Hills 90210, Brian continued acting in television and independent films, appearing in projects like Smallville and Anger Management. His personal life, however, often attracted just as much attention as his career. His long relationship and marriage with actress Megan Fox became one of Hollywood's most talked-about romances, especially during their difficult public breakup. Despite intense media attention, Brian remained focused on being a dedicated father to his children. In recent years, Brian has spoken more openly about mental health, personal growth, and rebuilding balance in his life. Today, he continues acting, podcasting, and raising his blended family with fiancée Sharna Burgess. For longtime fans, Brian Austin Green will always be remembered as David Silver, the loyal friend whose journey from insecurity to maturity became one of the most heartfelt stories in Beverly Hills 90210. Tiffani Thiessen as Valerie Malone. When Valerie Malone arrived in Beverly Hills 90210, the entire energy of the series changed overnight. Confident, unpredictable, and carrying emotional scars, hidden behind a seductive smile. Valerie quickly became one of the most controversial and fascinating characters in the show's history. Unlike the more idealistic members of the group, Valerie played by her own rules. She manipulated situations, challenged friendships, and often created chaos wherever she went. Yet beneath her tough exterior was a young woman struggling with loneliness, trauma, and the desperate need to feel loved. That emotional complexity made Valerie far more than just the bad girl of Beverly Hills. Tiffani Thiessen joined the cast in 1994 at the age of 20, stepping into an already iconic television phenomenon. Before Beverly Hills 90210, she was beloved worldwide as Kelly Kapowski in Saved by the Bell, where audiences knew her as the sweet, perfect high school girl. Valerie Malone completely transformed her image. Suddenly, Tiffani was playing a darker, riskier character, and fans were shocked by how naturally she embraced the role. Her arrival helped refresh the series during a crucial period and introduced a more mature, dramatic tone to later seasons. After Beverly Hills 90210, Tiffani successfully avoided being trapped in teen idol fame. She built a respected career through projects like White Collar and later family-friendly shows such as Alexa and Katie. Beyond acting, she developed a passion for cooking, lifestyle content, and writing, eventually releasing successful cookbooks and lifestyle projects that revealed a very different side of her personality. While many former teen stars struggled publicly, Tiffani managed to create a relatively stable personal life. She married actor Brady Smith in 2005 and focused heavily on family and motherhood while continuing selective entertainment projects. Still, she faced the pressure of constantly being compared to her iconic television roles and navigating Hollywood's difficult transition from teen celebrity to adult actress. Today, Tiffani Thiessen remains unforgettable to longtime fans as Valerie Malone, the fearless outsider who brought danger, mystery, and emotional depth to Beverly Hills 90210 in a way no one else could. Ian Ziering as Steve Sanders. Unlike many wealthy teenagers in Beverly Hills 90210, Steve Sanders never tried to hide his flaws. He was loud, impulsive, mischievous, and constantly chasing excitement. Yet his humor and loyalty made him impossible to dislike in Beverly Hills 90210. Steve often created trouble for himself and his friends. But underneath the arrogance was a caring young man searching for acceptance, maturity, and genuine connection. Over the years, audiences watched him transform from a spoiled rich kid into a dependable adult who valued friendship and family more than popularity. That personal growth helped make Steve one of the most entertaining and surprisingly heartfelt characters in the entire series. Ian Ziering began playing Steve Sanders in 1990 when he was 26 years old, despite portraying a teenage high school student. Before landing the role, Ian worked as a model and appeared in smaller television projects while struggling to establish himself in Hollywood. The success of Beverly Hills 90210 instantly changed his career and turned him into an international teen idol. Fans especially loved Steve's comedic energy because it balanced the emotional drama surrounding the rest of the group. After the show ended, Ian continued acting and eventually gained renewed popularity through the outrageous Sharknado movies, where he embraced humor and action in a completely different way. Away from television, he explored producing, directing, and business ventures while focusing heavily on fatherhood. Despite public divorces, financial pressures, and the challenges of escaping typecasting, Ian remained resilient and optimistic. Today, longtime fans still remember Steve Sanders as the funny, loyal friend whose chaotic energy and emotional growth brought warmth, laughter, and unforgettable memories to Beverly Hills 90210. Even decades later, viewers continue revisiting his scenes because Steve reminded audiences that people can grow beyond selfish mistakes, learn responsibility, and keep the spirit that made friendships unforgettable. Gabrielle Carteris as Andrea Zuckerman. Andrea Zuckerman never needed wealth, popularity, or glamour to stand out in Beverly Hills 90210. Intelligent, ambitious, and deeply principled, Andrea became the moral compass of the group from the very beginning. While many of her friends were distracted by romance parties and status, Andrea focused on education, journalism, and speaking up for what she believed was right. Yet what made her truly memorable was not just her intelligence, but her vulnerability. Beneath her confident opinions and academic success, was a young woman struggling to fit into a world where she often felt different and overlooked. Her emotional honesty gave the series a grounded and realistic perspective that many viewers connected with deeply. Gabrielle Carteris took on the role in 1990 at the age of 29, even though she was portraying a high school student. Before joining Beverly Hills 90210, Gabrielle had worked in theater and smaller television roles, but Andrea Zuckerman became the character that changed her career forever. Despite concerns about her age difference from the rest of the cast, audiences quickly embraced her performance because Andrea felt authentic, compassionate, and relatable. She represented students who cared more about purpose and achievement than popularity. After leaving the series, Gabrielle expanded her career beyond acting and became an influential voice within Hollywood itself. She served as president of SAG-AFTRA, helping lead important conversations about actors' rights, fair pay, and industry protections during difficult periods for entertainment workers. Her transition from actress to respected union leader showed a different kind of strength rarely seen among former teen television stars. Unlike many celebrities surrounded by constant scandal, Gabrielle built a relatively stable personal life with her husband Charles Isaacs and their 2 daughters. Still, she faced challenges, including a serious injury that temporarily affected her facial muscles and years of typecasting after Beverly Hills 90210. Today, Gabrielle Carteris remains admired not only as Andrea Zuckerman, but as a symbol of intelligence, integrity, and perseverance. Her legacy proves that quiet strength and compassion can leave just as powerful an impact as fame or glamour. Joe E. Tata as Nat Busicchio. While the teenagers of Beverly Hills 90210 dealt with romance, heartbreak, and endless drama, Nat Busicchio was the steady presence who always made everything feel safe. As the warm-hearted owner of the Peach Pit Diner, Nat became much more than a boss or family friend. He was the mentor, the listener, and often the father figure the group desperately needed. His kindness, humor, and quiet wisdom turned the Peach Pit into the emotional center of the series, a place where friendships were repaired and life lessons were shared. Joe E. Tata began playing Nat in 1990 at the age of 54 and remained part of the show throughout its entire 10-season run. Before Beverly Hills 90210, he had spent decades working in television with appearances in classic series like Batman and Hawaii Five-0. However, Nat Busicchio became the role audiences remembered most because Joe brought genuine warmth and sincerity to every scene. Away from Hollywood, Joe lived a relatively private life, but his later years became difficult after being diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. His health steadily declined, and he passed away peacefully in 2022 at the age of 85. Even today, fans still remember Joe E. Tata as the comforting heart of Beverly Hills 90210 and the unforgettable soul behind the Peach Pit. For millions of fans, Beverly Hills 90210 once looked like the perfect dream. Beautiful faces, endless parties, and a future that felt untouchable. But behind the glamour, many of its stars were fighting battles the world could not see. Some found peace, some survived heartbreak and public scandals, and some never made it to grow old beside the memories they helped create. Over time, the show stopped being just a teen drama. It became a reminder that fame can freeze people inside the roles that made them famous, even while their real lives quietly fall apart behind the cameras. And maybe that's the cruelest part of all. The Peach Pit always felt like home on screen, while so many cast members were searching for one in real life. Which cast member's story affected you the most? And when you rewatch those smiling faces walking through Beverly Hills now, does it still feel like a story about teenage dreams or the beginning of something much sadder?